Hello again, everybody. I want to start this one out with some gratitude. Can't find something to be grateful for every day. It's there, just got to look for it. I'm grateful for the people who always saw me for who I was, even when I couldn't. The holders of the light that I've been desperately trying to find for a good part of my life. You know who you are. I'm not going to name drop yet, but maybe someday if this grows into something bigger. Anyway, today I want to talk about sobriety. So 138 days ago, I woke up on my couch hungover from drinking the night before. This was a Thursday morning. Did what I always did, and started my day. Went to fucking work. Went to, sorry mom, I'm gonna try to cut down the F-bombs. Went to work, acted like everything was fine, everything was normal, probably functioned below subpar, as you do when you're hungover. That day didn't feel right for me. I got home. My wife was pretty upset. I'd done this many times before. I can't count. I'm not even gonna guesstimate a number, right? But I knew this was the last time. I knew that during the day. I knew that probably that night that I couldn't continue my life the way I did. I don't regret one single moment of that. I haven't had a drink. That 139 days now. It's changed me. It's made me, it's helped me discover who I am. I know there's some of you out there that I still stay in touch with, that I used to work with in the field or wherever, that this is your life, and I'm not criticizing it. But I know there's a lot of you that maybe were like me. I honestly had no idea I was an alcoholic. Like I convinced myself that wasn't true, right? And I didn't drink every night. I didn't have the shakes when I woke up every morning. I wasn't the alcoholic, right? Like I convinced myself of that, but I can tell you one was never enough, and when it was gone, that's when I finished. It's like, all right, I don't have a choice. I have to stop now, right? Done that with plenty of you guys. Pick up trucks and parking lots, hotel fucking lobbies. Let's talk about how I viewed alcohol. I viewed it as, like I said, social. Great way for me to open up. Great way for me to be myself. And I'm realizing, I have realized that those were lies that alcohol helped me create. Like I said, I'm not here to bash on anybody. Live your life. Here to talk about me. This is what this is for. This thing right here that's always trying to kill me. Yeah. One of my good friends reached out shortly after, and you know who you are. I love you to pieces. And we just had talks about it. I was never physically abusive. Like, it was so easy to convince myself that I was a good person when I was drunk. And I probably was on the outside, but on the inside I wasn't. So that'll be another conversation. Like my self-talk was pretty bad. As a man, especially a man who works out of state to provide for his people, it's easy to forget that you need to take care of yourself, and you need to take care of how you talk to yourself, starting there, right? I was probably the most confident person on the outside, but on the inside, I was just falling apart. Adding alcohol to that just helped me create more lies about who I was. And in my sobriety, I'm discovering I'm a pretty good dude. Actually, I'm a really good dude. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. There's some other things that I'm not ready to talk about that are involved with that, but it'll happen. It'll happen one of these days. I appreciate all you guys that followed, whatever, subscribed, liked the video that I put out yesterday. There's going to be, like I said, a lot more of them. Still trying to figure out the music thing. Tried doing it in my truck, but it just doesn't sound right. And in a big room, it's hard to do, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, let's get back to my sobriety. Person who reached out to me shortly afterwards, he's been down this road that I've been down, right? We had this conversation, and it was so true to me. He said, yeah, when I drank, there was no other person that I was drinking with that could drink more than I could. We've all been there, right? I know I was there. 138 days ago. And yeah, it's so easy to convince yourself to do that. Another friend of mine, he'd reached out and said, you need to stay busy if this is what you're doing with your life. And that's very true. So if you decide that that's what you want to do, man, I'm your supporter. I'm your biggest fan. I'm your biggest resource. I'm going through it right now, man. Stay busy. Find things to do. Find good things to do. Be creative, man. That creative brain's in there. But I've been at the gym at least 6 days every week since November 11th. And I always thought of the gym as like, oh, yeah, go work out, blah, 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 blah. But I'm honestly figuring out how to use my body again, because the only way I knew how to use it was either drunk or recovering from being drunk. And that's been super helpful. I've lost over 30 pounds, toot my own horn on that, since then. And there's some diet involved with that too, and all that. But so this one's kind of a double-edged thing. Self-talk, man. I didn't realize that I, like most men, always thought in order for somebody to love me, I had to provide something for them, right? Men are the only ones that probably feel this way. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But you feel like you have to provide. You have to provide, health insurance, money, a house, a car, whatever it is, right? You have to bring something to the table. And maybe that's not you, but I have a pretty good feeling that it is, but and that's not true. It's not how it works, man. You have to love yourself. You have to love what's inside of you. And when I started this out with gratitude, that's why. If you can't find something to be grateful for, maybe it's time, man. Maybe it's time to put down the bottle. Maybe it's time to reach out to some people. That night when I got home, touch on that a little bit more. After I decided I was done, I got on the internet. I started looking up AA, not thinking, well, that's for recovering alcoholics. I was drunk yesterday. Might even still be a little drunk now, 20 plus hours later, right? And I clicked on a link for someplace local. Luckily for me, it put me in touch with, and I called the number, right? Luckily for me, it put me in touch with a fucking rehab clinic. And that's when it really set in. And I was 5 seconds away from doing that. And that was really eye-opening for me. Somebody in my life at the time said, you know what, maybe you should just start seeing a therapist and maybe try that route first. And if that doesn't work, yeah, go to rehab. Ended up going to rehab. I went to my therapist and spilled the beans, because like I said, I was convinced I wasn't an alcoholic. So it's like, all right, now it's time to tell this person in my life who's known me for a while. And yeah, that was super helpful. It put me on the right track. So yeah. And ever since then, man, I'm taking care of what's inside of me, talking to myself about, little things, man, like super little things. Some of the easiest things you can think of, man. I enjoy building Legos, as most of you know, or some of you know, whatever. I'm really good at it. I'm grateful that I'm good at that. I love that I'm good at that. I love myself for just doing it. Yeah, I'm sure there's a million other things I could talk about right now, but I gotta get some food in my belly. The Avs are playing tonight pretty soon, actually, so I'm gonna post this. Talked to a couple guys today about the video that I put out yesterday. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff, but definitely share it, because I'm sure if you're not going through alcoholism or addiction of any sort, you probably know somebody who is. So share it with them, man. I'm right here. Reach out in the comments. I'm not sure how all this stuff works, but if it's somebody who's sharing it with you right now, early on, they got my phone number. And you could put them right in touch with me, man. So I love you guys. I love all you people. Like I said, I'm very grateful for the people that always saw me for who I am. Take care of yourselves, and who knows, maybe tomorrow? I don't know, maybe later on tonight.